this movie and in general, when you talk about people and then you put the videos in any kind of web presence, you need to assume that you made it public.
Right, okay.
Because
so
in
erase
this
it.
world of
Where's the
electronics,
piece of paper? I'm sorry, Jim.
no worries.
Where's the piece of paper?
Horrible handwriting.
Horrible handwriting. You're right. But I'm just so upset about it. I mean, you know, of course Gretchen's not going to Juilliard. Gretchen just loves cello. She's not going to do anything amazing. But she ought to have good technique.
It doesn't mean that she's supposed to play suffering, right?
Okay.
That kid who just left is not going to audition for New York Philharmonic either.
Well, if you get her to smile, you've accomplished a lot. That family does not smile. None of them smile.
She talks to me now. I can.
Especially Mia.
Do you
Mia,
know?
do you know Mia?
I know Mia. She was in my ensemble.
Okay.
I taught her to vibrate.
Good.
I made the little
Mia
kid
actually looks better than she did before. Actually. Excuse me, what? Oh, okay. Well, I'm having Ella, we're having Ella write you a little list so you can look and evaluate her handwriting. I mean, talk about her violin. Give it to him. Come on, stop fooling around. Will you send me Sergei's contact?
Absolutely.
Okay.
You blame your mother's handwriting. What kind of chicken scratched this stuff? Oh God, you need to be toppy good. How
Because they all write on
spanking in Hebrew? Do you know? I knew it, but I forgot.
I forgot to. Did you read the list?
I can't read that.
Okay,
That's
read it.
scribble.
Give it to me. What does it say? Come on.
It says
Don't waste time,
I
okay?
know how to read my hand.
Okay.
I don't know how to read my hand.
All right. I would like you to please check her to see how her fourth finger, if she's doing it the Shradiak correctly. I'd like you to check over Sefchik number 27 because she worked on that.
Okay.
And we don't have fingerings for page 2.
Okay.
Okay?
Easy.
Earrings or
If
fingers.
only teaching everybody was so easy. But you know what? I took that girl, A, because I was asked to,
Well.
and B, because when I saw how deeply miserable the child is, if she would be a little better, I would refuse. It's ironic, but I've decided to challenge myself. And you know what? For over a month, I did not know the color of her eyes. Apparently, she thought that she was ugly and she was covering her face with the hair completely like that.
Aren't they a Russian family?
Mm-hmm.
You speak English to them, or?
I teach her in English, but I sometimes speak Russian to her. I teach better in English than in Russian because I was doing it for the last 30 years. And it's faster.
Mm-hmm.
But yes, I can. I can do in Russian, and I know Sergei teaches Russian students in Russian and English in English. But I prefer English because I specifically learned how to deliver to English-speaking students what I need. You look good, and you grew even more, and I love your hair design and everything. And your attitude is good too. Let me tune your violin. And when your mama is chewing you up and you run around and create, you remind me of the scene from Romeo and Juliet. You know, you know, when the nurse is chasing the brat, bouncing over the...
You cannot teach Gretchen the bows, the bites and stuff like that.
I probably could, but...
Can I bring her to you?
Can you get me the Rosen, please?
Can't you?
Awesome.
It's not like she needs a new, I mean, I don't know. With Sergei?
Sergei is much better with violin than I am with cello. He studied for 10 years with Zoe Levin, who was one of the best violin teachers in the world, I think.
I think I forgot it.
You what?
I forgot I said
You forgot it, okay.
Yeah.
Come here and hold the bow for me.
It's just, you know, Gretchen plays really beautifully. You know, she really has, you know, is so musical in some ways. It's just thinking it would be.
Call Sergey first. He does have a studio in Marin, and he also has a studio in Berkeley. And his studio, I believe, is like a block from Claremont. There is some fancy private home, giant mansion basically, that was donated to the music world of Berkeley, and many teachers work there, including him. That's as far as I know. But I would be happy to, but he would definitely be
I
better
just
when
think it
it
would
comes
just
to...
be so nice for her to be able
Yeah,
to hold
I
the
mean-
bow properly.
Yeah. Okay. And about the festival, submit the app, and then I will see what I can do.
What about what?
Remember we talked about the Chians festival in San Dominica? If you register her, I will see what I can do. If there is space in the dorms, I'll try to just drag her back in there. We'll see. It's
Well, I
not
don't have
entirely-
any money to pay
I
for that.
understand. But if not, then not. But if you can register her, then I will see what I can do with the rest.
Okay.
Let's go, child. Your questions. Right? Shradik Force Finger. Let's go.
I think I wrote that down. What the date? It's in your email. I'll find
Yes,
it.
it's 10 through 24. And Kai, I think, is flying from Stuttgart or something on the 9th. I will pick him up in the airport. I could pick her too.
We're leaving on the 20th.
Of July?
Mm-hmm.
Ah, well, then, you know.
Could she go until the 19th?
She could still play. The first concert is on the 19th. She could go until 19th and then go, or she could go through and then I can put her on a plane at the end. And you're flying to Texas, right?
We're driving.
Oh, you're driving to Texas. Jeez. So by the time you will arrive, we could put her on a plane, or she could fly.
Well, the only one that has to go in the car is Gretchen because she's going to help you with the animals.
Well, yeah.
This
then
one is no help at all.
Then she could fly after festival is done. She doesn't like animals?
No, but she cannot control the dog. I suppose she can hold the bunnies.
Okay, child, let's go.
Okay,
You'll
let's
get-
look
you'll
at your
get bored
fourth
with
finger.
bunnies.
Show him, not me.
Oh, I see. Go. Keep going. Keep going. Keep going. Keep going. Relax, relax. Yeah, Michael Strauss does this to his Oberlin students. Put all the fingers down. He makes them to learn it and then play with the thumb constantly moving. See, it's not a matter of the freedom, it's a matter of flexibility. So turn to the side so the video shows, right? So put the fingers down. The thumb should be free. This muscle right here is critical. The thumb muscle is supposed to be not pressing. That's why my first teacher, who actually raised quite a few great violins, the very first thing she did, which please don't do this, because I had some crazy mom putting it onto the violin by herself. It takes no.
Oh, I would never do anything torturous.
She glued the push pin backwards to the neck of my violin. But you know what? As much as it sounds terrifying, I'm grateful because my thumb is perfectly loose when I play. And recently I discovered that Greta is squeezing the heck out of the neck. It was a shock to me that the kid could even play that well with that tension right here. The point is that when you pull the thumb away from the neck, normally it relaxes. When they are just stiff by default, it stays stiff and tight even if they don't push. So it's not even a matter of squeezing the neck, it's a matter of the thumb being just tight. So Michael's idea of moving thumb back and forth, let me show you. It is very, very hard, and he does it with the conservatory students, but you know, you just randomly move that as you do that, you just pick the fingers or exercise it. The other thing he does, which is very interesting to me, and that might be useful for her. The fourth finger is not bad. She is doing a little too much motion here,
I
but
know.
I didn't expect her to be perfect right away. However, if you have patience and time, and when she practices, just put your finger right here. Don't push, but just create a border. So when she moves, she feels that there is something that stops her. She should not use this part of her hand as energy to remove the pinky.
I know, I call
The
this
other-
pizza slams.
Right. The other exercise that is fabulous to fix that is pizzicato left hand. So she just does this.
Oh.
Because that turns the fingers naturally into what Robin Sharp calls horses' heads. So, you know, the simply plucking different strings, especially if you, for example, put the fingers down and then pluck a different string with just, see that? She can put fingers, say, on the D or the E string and do this. That piece that Ollie played has this part. And I always give it to the babies because it just sets that fourth finger action perfectly. And the idea is this here and not right here. I'm exaggerating, but you are doing a little bit of this action right here. Your hand is actually not turning, but this is moving excessively. And it's really supposed to come from here. Do you watch TV? Movies, cartoons, whatever? Well, I hate video games deeply and passionately, but if she's watching a film or a show, or if she's reading a book, she could put the book on the stand, take the violin like this, like a guitar, touch this thing, and just keep doing this. Also, I did show her the Brahms piano exercises a while ago. Do you still remember them? Remember this, guys? That shows the independence in the fingers and trains them to be lifted and dropped. But in her case, this is another thing that I learned from Michael a while ago. He makes them play like this. Really, the sound of Firebird, you know? Pretty much the harmonics. And that relaxes the thumb. And then, and mind you, he's a violist, so it's much harder on the viola than on the violin. Then he asks them, when they do this, just add a little bit to the drop, so the sound becomes from... See, it's clean now. But my string actually doesn't touch the fingerboard. It's very, very light and relaxed, and I do do not push the string at all.
Mm-hmm.
It's very, very hard on the viola, much easier on the violin, and really on the violin, the very least. On the cello, you have to press more. On the viola, if you really want to speak, they do all these exercises and they play through, because viola is much closer related to the cello than to the violin. The only similarity is that they hold it like this, but really thick strings, you know, low and actually shorter, so it's even harder than cello. For the violin, tapping. We don't push strings in the fast passages. We simply don't have time to do that. And the distances are close, but the passages are fast. Understand? So that's it. Show me the other thing. What else did you want me to check?
So check the 27th now.
Okay, let's go.
I need to put the ricochet still.
Ricochet, there is no ricochet.
The saltier.
Fine, let's go. Show me that you can play the notes.
Oh, she says ricochet because in one of her orchestra pieces they have a ricochet, and Eugene's never showed Ella, so she wants to make sure that she tells Eugene that she has a ricochet.
Let's go, ricochet. Come on, play this stuff for me.
This?
Mm-hmm. It's okay. Not too bad.
I know the notes because I practiced it like that.
Right. Give me the violin. So yes, I need you to learn it. But remember, the I supposed to be right over this area. You're playing it right here. I wonder if I could play Sotia there, but yeah, I can, but it's ridiculous. So it's a and slower is actually better. Do you understand? Right there. So the I is right over the string, but play it for me slow first. Good job. Okay, you are doing everything correct, except you're slowing down for disability reasons when you, for example, don't know what the next note is or it's uncomfortable, like that fourth finger. You slow down. You shouldn't. So I would suggest practice with metronome religiously and follow it. So go. The other is the I over the G string, right on the G string. Yeah, go with it, go. Stop. I over the G string. Go. Now 4 times each group, please. And that's the issue, right? So really, you need to learn this and realize that it never changes. Because when your left hand changes the note, your bow reacts to it, and it shouldn't. So you really set yourself a metronome and you go. See, I'm bouncing now. As the confidence grows, you will go easier. This is now at 120. Let me see what would happen if it's 130. What if we do 144 as the standard tempo for the sautille? Understand what a grumpy face, beautiful but grumpy face. You're doing fine. You're playing exercise that is supposed to be way too hard for you. I'm trying to teach you many things that I can do in person instead of, say, over the FaceTime or something. Foundation. That's one thing I completely agree with your mom. People may have heart or not, may have talent or not, may pursue career in music or just play for fun or not, but the foundation is important. You cannot enjoy something that gives you pain or frustration. What's the point? And the most stupid thing is that it is so easy to teach correctly, and it is so hard to fix mistakes.
I mean, actually, you know, I took violin for a few years when I was a child, and he was, you know, kind of boring, but he was a good teacher. I could still probably in a couple of weeks just play pretty good, you know, because he, you know, my bow is straight and I may play in tune and, you know.
Yeah, I know. But you chose the easy path with the cello.
Because I love the vibrato. Vibrato is so easy on cello. Yeah,
because you're like, right, anyway. You're doing fine. You have to be steady and you have to be at the proper part of the bow. You have to, your bowing is actually quite good. You keep all the fingers and you're flexing and you're reaching for the lower string as I asked. That is correct. But then you stop for the left hand. This is one reason why that I don't teach kids this exercise as it is written. I ask them to repeat each group 4 times because it slows down the left hand and allows the bow to actually accomplish something. Because to play it in that tempo, by the way, what did he ask her? What does the tempo marking there?
144.
Well, what do you know? Right, that's what I chose by default here, right? So yeah, 144 is a kind of a standard speed for sautille. I can obviously play it faster, I can play it slower, but for 144 for you and for your bow and for violin, it would be perfect. But you need to learn the notes, and you need to start with slower tempo. Then the first tempo on this metronome was 120. It doesn't really bounce, but still gives you the idea of the sautille when your eye on the bow is right at the G string. 130 was kind of a waste for me. I could play it, but the bow didn't really do the job, and then I went to 144 and it was perfect. I can repeat it and show you again. Look, come on. So this is 120. That's the tempo that you came with, but you could not keep it up. So you must practice with a metronome constantly going, right? And if the left hand confuses you a little bit too much, just repeat that confusing pattern forever. You don't have to play it 4 times, you can play it 40 times, I don't care. So you can go. Do you understand? To me is ideal, but you can repeat the same many times. Now let's see once again what happens at 30. I feel like I must relax, so I'm relaxing and playing shorter. And then I switch to 144, and that's where I actually get the lift off. No, sautille is not flying up and down like spicata, but it creates that feel of bounce, see? do 160. This is officially or unofficially is the fastest speed for sautille. I can of course play faster, but that would be insanity. Kind of ridiculous. But it's possible. The idea for that stroke, the main reason why, yeah, there is this etude, Kreutzer style, which would be very nice if I at least explain basics to her before you go, so I don't have to do over the video because it's kind of major problem. That's what I taught all my technique class members this year, and they're good. 2 of them managed to play it faster than me. My top speed is 184, so they play 186 and more. Maya, who comes in here, played by far faster than that. Anyway, the idea that Zoya was doing after learning it, and there is a whole cycle of exercises to learn that incredible relaxed velocity and durability. It's a long piece. Then play it in sautille. So, and in my case, she made me play sautille versus Paganini 5, which I don't know if I can do with this bow, but I'll try. I'm getting better. Don't have to do that, but sautille is one thing that is controllable when you are really good, but when you just got the stroke and you play stroke, it's very straightforward, so the left hand lazy sausages have to adjust. It's the last line of defense before you switch the tables and you stop following fingers to the bow and start play bow with the fingers. That's how it's supposed to be on the professional level. Fingers before bow. But the babies go where a finger follows the energetic and confident bow. So you are on the fence right now. Understand? Don't slow down the bow.
You're still a baby.
Oh yeah. Okay, any other things?
Are you gonna finger the second page?
Sure.
And bow it, because starting at letter B, right?
Yeah. This is very weird.
What? What about it? Weird.
I don't know. It's just like flat, flat, flat.
Come on, Alice. Okay, let's move on.
She doesn't like my pencil.
Hey,
Okay, let's see.
what is this?
That is the same concerto with different music. Are you sure that this one doesn't have the bowings on the second page?
You never gave us the ear bowings
Okay.
or fingerings because we didn't get Samuel's copy. This is a clean,
right.
a clean copy.
I'll do it right now.
Oh no.
And she has harder fingerings than Samuel because she didn't. Because you.
Because I like
Because you did it. because you gave her your fingerings. I'm pretty sure.
I like the slide here, gentle and elegant. So 3. The retake and go down. Yeah.
I practiced, I think, in those fingerings, maybe.
You what?
Maybe I practiced in those fingerings. I don't know.
this we will do 2 bows. So this is down. Now, please pay attention. I don't like to write that down. It's just supposed to be by default. When you go, and that's 2. We break here. Now this, you go proper shift. 1, 3, 2, 4. Both of these shifts are proper shifts. So you go. Do you understand me, right? With the ghost notes, but don't emphasize them too much, but think about it. So. And you decide how much of the slide you want, how much of the schmaltz you want there. Doesn't necessarily require a lot. You know, it will not sound bad, but doesn't have to be, right? So, some people like to do that. Once again, not necessary, but that's an option. So, and here, remember that technology when you lift gently the 4th finger and the harmonic keeps on going, so you relax your hand and you do this. Even visually, it's good for the audience when you go instead of it's yucky slide right there. Don't do that. So. And if you want to be really emotional, you do a gaspy, tiny. It's like, you know, you got a steak. You're not vegetarian, are you? Good. You got a steak, you took a bite, something's missing. You take the salt and pepper, right? So there, listen. See this? Right there. It's not really, or God forbid, but a little delay, it gives a little. And, let me remember and maybe make something harder for you. Yeah, go to the 3rd position here. Okay. That will be 4, 1, 2, and then this is what I want you to do. You could use a Russian slide here a little bit if you want, but very discreetly and elegant. And 3, give this note extra love. It will be very easy with that fingering if you will master this shift. So this will be 2, 1, 3, 2. And this, I will try to draw a heart. Nikki teases me that my hearts look like butts, but oh well. That was a pretty good. Nice. And here you could do same bow or separate is fine.
Do I do 3 here?
Ah, good question. You could do all 2s, and that will be more useful than 3s. So you go down, up, right? That's an option, right? And you go always 2, 2, 2, 2. Not a bad idea. Look at that child. Right? Why not?
And then you would be in 3rd position for the
Exactly. And you could once again do a little gaspy slide there, and then you go. What did we do here? No. That's what we will do with you.
Yay.
Yay. Down, dee da dee dee da da yada pa pa pa. No.
Oh.
Hang on. That's what we will do. These two notes on one down bow, and this is up, down, up, up.
Ah.
And then you're going. Hold on.
Oh.
I don't remember it. Let me see. Oh yeah. I will come back to this, but I will mark this one. This one I remember. Ghost note. I had a better edition of that, I think. Can I see the other music?
Sure.
That's internet music. Right.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah,
I
that reminds
practiced this part.
me. Good for you.
and that part.
Now, let me see what we're going to do with this.
Oh no.
Ghost here. And then 4. Can you write 4 or right here? So it's for 4 there.
Right here.
4 on the G. And then shift down to 3 on the C sharp.
Oh no. Oh no.
Fix it. Right. Get rid of the previous, yeah. Then obviously that F becomes the ghost note right here for the shift. See? And then 4. On the E flat and stay in a position. Just stay in the 4th position. That would be more helpful for you. In the position. Now you jump. Scratch that piano. Don't want the piano here. Up bow on F sharp. Here I have to write. You will take that D with the 3rd finger and you will emit that D, and then you will emit this one. And you will slide down to 1 here. I'll show you. It's more expressive that way and more use practice wise. So you go then that one in a singer and a little gaspy slide. So don't shift premature all the way here. And then once again, need to learn how to leap here. You're caterpillared yourself from the second into the first position because of the chromatics. And do you understand? If you can, and then you go. Right, so 2 bows here. Let me now address this issue. Hang on, I need to see this because that's what I used. Yeah. Stay in the first position, but leap over the string here on a down bow. And then, let me see.
Wait, so I go to second?
Not necessary. Yeah, not
I go to
necessary.
second position.
If you want to, you can, but let me see. You know what? Let's do second position. That would be really good for you. No, that is not okay. Stay in the second position. I'll write them all out for you. Zero, and then you shift. So I'll show you what happens here. So and then you roll over and go. I don't necessarily need dots on this one, but on this one I really need carrots. So bite them, and they're backwards in the bow, obviously, because you. And then stay in a position. Hold on. Shift down, and that piano I like. And despite of the piano, go to the first position, and they go. Same thing here. Right. So this is 2 and this is 1 and a second, obviously. String. We'll use exactly the same fingering for this. You go. Understand? And then make sure to do this, don't stretch, shift. Yeah. Make sure that that note is not choppy but long. So I am dropping the power from this chord a little bit, but not to piano. That's a forte. And then hold on, something is wrong here. Good. If you will get to play this with Miles like this big grandiose. stretch this triplet and could play a double stops here. Understood? Any other questions? No. Okay. You may want to start the other 2 pages as well. You know. Do you have them? I like this edition a little bit better. Somehow it's just more senseful.
We have them somewhere. I thought we.
But you know, I marked it all for her. She can use this. I'm
Okay, she's not going to get through all of that before she sees you next week. You think?
That one? Well, I could at least start her.
I can.
Do you have any other questions? You know, let me print that because they're at the end.
What do you have, Ella? Didn't you send him a copy of this edition?
Doesn't matter.
I don't have my phone and it's on my.
I can print her 2 pages.
You have it?
The 4. Huh?
You have it?
Well, obviously I do. But it's not both. But I will.
No, I mean you have this edition.
Doesn't matter. They're just slightly different.
Okay.
But
fine,
they even look the same.
Yeah, fine. It's just that I thought that we solved this problem, Ella, that you always text your music to Eugene so that if you forget your music, it's here.
Meaning both of them.
I got these.
Oh, good. Show me.
What?
Let me see. Let me see. That's a hard one. But I can still do it. It's a hard one. Not holding your hand. There. Using the arm. Yeah, so dry. Oh, what a mess. Mess. That's better. But don't look so constipated, child. Okay. These 2 pages I will print for you now, and I will put some marks and orders for you. Orders, not borders. Okay. There, the end of this concerto requires some ridiculous double stop progression, and it requires tenths. Hagen never teaches tenths. I do. That's one of our very few differences. And I think.
Well, Ella chose you.
My point is right. My point is that if the child can play the 3rd and 4th page, the child can play tenths. And if the child can't play tenths, then the child plays just the first 2 pages. Come on. What is the problem? Paper? What's the matter? Come on, print already. There you go. Go ahead. Okay, looks like it decided to work. Okay. Good. So that's page 3, and we will work on that too. Please bring it next time. But what I want you to start learning is this crazy line.
Is he in the movie, Ella? Can you just...
Yes, I am.
Okay.
So when you same idea here. Not octave. I don't want you to get stiff there. So slide into that note with vibrato and then take the bass with the G sharp. And then your double stops. not this. You can do. I don't mind this, but. Yeah, let me write it down. And I will teach you something critical that you need to remember forever. So 1, 3 stays all the way here. Please pay attention. I'm not going to use 2 here, just teach you the... Right? The next one, the first finger moves. Then you put these 2 close together, and then you can do this, but it's better if you do the, hold on, no, I don't like that. Why didn't I think about it sooner? Right. So that would be 3, 2, 4, 3, and then it's still 4, 3, and this is 4, 3 slide. So once again, to recap here, that's the first finger right here. See that one? First finger goes up, then 2, 2, 4. Then 3, 2. So here, then you go. No. Okay. Now, how do you practice double stops?
First step is your bottom half.
Let's do that. Let's go bottom to. Adjust immediately. Same third finger. First finger goes higher. 4. Don't hold on to first and third. Don't attack. Extend the 4. Now shift into the 4th position. Now stop right there. 4th finger first. And then drag. And now here is some knowledge for your mom. I actually don't want you to practice this bottom to top. It's my mistake. When the kid plays the 10th, and I will show you, I can't even explain it myself, right? See, this is E. I stretch my 4th finger as far as I possibly can. I can pull it with my hand, put it down. I can get 9, right? Mm-hmm. Now, if I put my 4th finger to the G, I can easily stretch this one down. That's a 10. Let's see what happens if I go to the A. It's ridiculous, but I still can. In other words, stretching down 1st finger can stretch by far farther than pulling the 4th finger up. Mm-hmm. And I don't know if you heard Mignon playing the Devil's Steel thing, where she just plays through 4 octaves without moving her hand. I can do it, but it's deadly for me already. I'm in pain. For her, it's easy because she made out of rubber and she practices correctly. So only top to bottom. Let's go from here on. You can practice the beginning both ways. Hello. But you play the last bar only top to bottom. Let's go top to bottom here. So we're going extend the sharp, then E. Now fourth finger first and stretch down. Then the fourth finger stays. And of course, once you master that, then you can go with a double slurring, and that will be really fun. But make sure she doesn't do it for too long. Make sure she always stretches down and not up. It is dangerous. This really is dangerous. That's one of the kids who actually made it.
Yeah, she gets her fingers a little too pointy to the ground too.
Yeah. Do you remember that piece? That was a cool piece. And you, oh boy, she was doing the last note of the first part of the, you know, this one. And I didn't fix it. That was so cool to fix. Right? Now, if you are done with all of that stuff and you learn the second page and you still want to do something new, you can start doing this stuff. And it's a piano. Right? You can do this, it's fine. Let's do retake here. You take that note and then you retake here. You will enjoy. It's very, very hard, but it's so much fun to play once you learn it. It will be very different from what you played here, you know. This one is a little more, and eventually I will. Come on, Eugene. And that is all correct. I tried different things. Yeah?
On that, is it... I play it like that and I don't get, like, on the recording it sounds like there's an extra note and I don't know what, I don't get
it. Can you do this? Yeah. Do it. That's it. Now to... You hitting the G string, don't. Good, now play.
I know, but it sounds like there's an extra note.
So show me. Where is the extra note?
I don't know. That's
so play it, let's find out. There is no extra note.
I know, but it sounds like there is.
No, there isn't. Play with me. 2, 3, 4. And then it's a staccato. You know that one. No, there is no extra note and you sound fine. Vibrate the second notes of the slurs so you have a rival. Okay? Don't forget this.
Thank you.
You are very welcome.
Thank
See you
you.
next time.
Okay.
I like your fuzzy shirt.